This one's salty. Have you ever wondered how to become a social pariah within your industry as quickly and efficiently as possible? I think I can help you out. It's important to realize within this, I don't know the entire backstory. I'm not sure anyone does. Just as anything else in the laws of the internet, I feel like everyone is innocent until proven guilty. However, the points made here are valid regardless of the circumstance that kind of brought this all on. If you're active in any way, shape, or form within our industry, the music industry, mixing, engineering, producing, Lorde-Algea is a big name that pretty much anyone knows. Not really, guy who's known to sugarcoat things, at least. He posted this morning, apparently an intern is taking credit for his mixes. I don't know if this is true. It's not really my place to say my opinions on this. I think this is really between these two people, but it did make it to social media and it's creating a heck of a buzz, and it brings up some really good points about what's acceptable and what's not acceptable within our industry and the relationships that we have with interns and people that we teach and what you can take credit for and what you can't. And you can go follow this up. Lorde-Algea posted this on his own personal Facebook page, and the pictures are floating around all over the internet if you're willing to go find it. It seems that an intern I was training at my studios is taking credit for engineering of all these records and saying that he can mix like CLA. So I spend a few months having him watch, doing what they're doing every day in the studio. When I gave him a shot to assist, he just didn't show up and let town. I assume he means left town, and left me hanging with no reason. He is showing my studio and displaying album cover credits and the website's records that he did nothing on. This is a new low. I'm very upset and insulted. This person has no integrity. Don't take credit when you don't have credit due. I did go look this person up. I looked up the website. The mixes that he posts are awesome. This person is clearly a very talented engineer. There's clips of this person teaching other people, and his insights are really, really interesting, really good information. I can't imagine trying to pull myself out of a hole like this person will have to do now. If our industry has someone whose name is a household name, it's CLA. You have really riled that person up and made a big time enemy. Whether or not it's true at this point, that name is out there with kind of this social stigma attached to it. What's unfortunate, I think the studio name shares this person's personal name, which could kind of suck. So what can you take credit for if you're going to be an intern? How about we just go the safe route and say absolutely nothing? If you're there witnessing something happen, that doesn't mean you get credit for it. Again, we were not in the room for what conspired between these two individuals. However, we can speak to how you can avoid a situation like this. If I had an intern in here, witnessed a lot of records get made, not that I'm doing huge records like CLA was, but if I have somebody here witnessing these records happening and my hard work and the other people's hard work who are in the room contributing to a record, and this person's observing and learning and asking questions and I'm teaching along the way, only to find out a year or two later, this person is saying that, hey, I've done these, I can do this, this is my body of work, hire me because look what I did. That's wholly disingenuous. That would be insulting to me. I could see how my feelings would be really hurt that I tried to pour into someone and give them whatever knowledge that I could give them, only to kind of be used as like a resume builder, I suppose. So I can definitely see that side of it. I can also possibly see the flip side of it if you just really genuinely didn't know that you had no creative input in these records and you're like, well, I was there. I can work on these records. Yeah, it's a tough one. Either way, this is not a good situation for anyone involved. This is not a good situation for our industry. You can go to this person's website. If you do enough digging, you can see the cover art and it just doesn't quite line up. It just doesn't quite make sense. The amount of engagement that this person has on social media contrasted with the My Work section of their website is unreal. I mean, the credits and album covers and movie covers and just sheer amount of things like, oh, I would definitely hire this person, but now I don't know which ones seemingly we're taking credit for that shouldn't have been. So even if some of those are legit, I'm now questioning that just as a third party because I saw the original post. This is dangerous territory. If you are an intern or you're trying to break into the industry and you want to know what not to do, don't do that. Don't take credit for someone else's work. If you're going to, maybe the correct thing to do here would be to approach that person. If you're not comfortable approaching that person and asking, do I get credit for this? Should my name be on this? If you're not comfortable asking that question, chances are your name is not going to be on that record anyway. But the correct method would probably have been, hey, I was there. Do you think I did enough to be able to put my name on this? Did I have a creative input? I think more often than not, some of us in those situations are pretty gracious, and people gave me credit on things that I probably didn't deserve early on in my career because I was helpful. I didn't necessarily go out and claim that I had done something, but I was given credit on things that I probably didn't deserve just because of the value that I provided while I was there as kind of a career booster from those individuals. And that was really, really cool. But doing it this way, this is not the right way to do it. Now your motives are going to be judged. No matter what you do from here on, it's gonna suck. I don't want to seem like I'm just slamming one person. I'm really trying to take this because I've seen this from different angles. I'm sure there's so many of you out there looking for something like an internship, looking to provide value to someone, to hopefully learn a craft that you're passionate about. And let this be kind of a method of showing you how not to do it. I'm not saying this person is guilty. I'm not saying that we clearly know all the facts, because we don't. But it is definitely bringing to light things that everyone should be aware of. And bringing this back to home, this proves how small the industry is. And the music industry is very, very small. Everybody talks. If you're a jerk, if you don't treat people like humans, it's gonna get around. This is a good example of that. If the allegations are true or even not true, could they possibly recover from something like this? Sure. But did it stunt their career in what they could have been? Holy cow, it's gonna be an uphill climb for a long, long time. I guess I can't imagine being in the room with a bunch of people and taking credit for something like that. I feel like that puts just a whole lot of pressure. I mean, take aside the ethical issues of what's actually happening here and put into the fact that somebody hired you because they saw this movie poster on your website and you get into some work that you're clearly over your head on. And again, checking this person out, fantastic engineer. Okay, the insights are really, really good. Good Lord. Maybe there's more to the story than we can realize in this particular situation. However, don't get yourself into a situation like this. You can see what this can do to you. You can see how you can end a career before it ever starts. If you're gonna intern for a dragon, don't turn around and poke the dragon. Oh. I'm like all anxious thinking about it. Yeah. So maybe this is just your helpful reminder. Just be a good human being. Be honest. We work with humans in the music industry, regardless of what part of the industry that you work in. We work with humans. People want to be loved. They want to be liked. They want to be heard. They want to be empathized with. Nobody's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. If you give someone grace, chances are they'll probably give it back to you. But man. If you guys are new here, I'm Resident Loser Jeremy. This is Recording Studio Loser. I like to do mixed tutorials every once in a while, talk about the music industry, talk about the human aspect of what it is that we do within this industry, talk about the business, talk about music, yes, but also talk about things that have nothing to do with music, given the industry that we're in. If that sounds like something you're into, hit the subscribe button down below. Anyway guys, I had to get on here and at least say something. I knew when I woke up to see that post. If there is anything newsworthy within our industry, this kind of seems like it's newsworthy. Anyway guys, I'm Resident Loser Jeremy. I'll see you in the next one. Oh my god. I can't imagine if that were me. I'm glad it's not me. Woo!